Okay, so cool. How did I do that? Well, I knew the tempo was 82. I'm gonna go back and look at the delay. All right. So who else did the delay? Was it Yuen? No, Juling. You did the delay, right? Who did the delay? Said they guessed. Oh yeah, high end, right? Okay. So look, on the snaps, I wanted snap, 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 right? So what I did was I wanted eighth notes, right? So I put the mod delay in, and because I know the tempo, right? Pro Tools tells the delay what an eighth note is. You understand? Because I know the tempo, and I set the metronome, the click I mean, at the correct tempo. And I did that by just trial and error. So I opened up the click track, right? And then I went to the edit window here and see where the 82 is. Double click there. It brings up this window. There's other ways to do it too, but you can just dial in the tempo. So I kept going back and forth. I knew it was around 80. I did 80, then 85, then 83. I finally found 82 worked. Okay, 82 was the tempo. And for a song like this that's sequenced, right, you know that the grid is going to be accurate. So what's the clicks, right? So we can see that that's working. But how it's working is this way. I selected eighth note here, both sides. It's stereo, right? The feedback FBK is how many times it happens. If I didn't have any feedback, it would just be eighth notes, bop 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 bop, you know. But because I have feedback, okay, watch. You can actually dial right in here if you want. Double click, hit 0, enter. Double click, 0, enter. Now listen. It's only one time, right? It's an eighth note. So when I add a little feedback and I added more on the left side, da, da, right? Okay. And then I changed the percentage here. So about 35% on each side. That means the amount of output of the delay. Huh? If I had it all up, you wouldn't hear the original so much. All right, so that's one little trick that I did. The next thing I did was this. As far as the kick goes, I really went kind of overboard, really compressed it a lot. Right? No, well, not that much. But this is what I did with the EQ, though. Added a lot of lows, took all this mid range out. This. Added a lot of attack. Look. Right? I really just kind of overdid it. Not really, though. It sounds good, I think. All right, so then the other part was the snare. Here's an interesting thing. You can try this on your own if you want. I copied the snare, and let me just do it. I'll do it for you here. One more time. Where am I? Delete track. Okay, so I added a track, Shift Command N, and it's a mono audio track. Okay, I'm going to name it snare trans. So it's transpose snare. And I'm going to copy this snare track. So select it. Oops. Sorry. Undo the grouping. Select the snare. Copy. Paste it into this window. And then move it over. So now I have two of the same snare. Okay. Then I'm going to preview this part right here by clicking and dragging. I'm going to go under Audio Suites. Pitch Shift. Pitch 2. The keyboard shows up. Here's the preview down at the bottom where the speaker is. So I'm going to click there. You'll hear the normal snare. Right? So what I want to do is I want to transpose it. I'm going to only transpose it up a third. So I hit the E note. Listen. Right? Interesting. Sounds pretty cool. So what I do now is I basically click and drag all of this and I hit render. Render changes the pitch of that snare. Render. Boom. Done. So now I have the original snare and the transposed snare. Here's the transpose with the other one. Again. All right. Here's the transposed snare. Original snare. Together. Gives a little more punch, huh? It's nice. Okay, so that's another thing that I did that was kind of interesting. Then I went a little bit crazy also. Let me just send this back up to bus 1 and 2, which is the master, right? I sent it to the drum master, right? Then I did some interesting, I did a little bit of, your normal compression. And let's just leave it as it is. But what I had fun with is this. This is an interesting thing to do. I picked a reverb just for that snare. So I went reverb. And then I went into this really kind of crazy synthetic sounding reverb under load. It's called reso verbs. And I'm going to pick a gated reso verb. And then I'm going to pull the wetness all the way. So there's no reverb and there's going to be more reverb. This is what it sounds like. I added some time to it. So let's just solo that for a second. Hold on a sec. Okay, here's just the snare now. Listen. Sounds really electronic. Here's what it sounds like in the mix, though. Sorry. Interesting, right? Okay. Here's with the whole band. Can't even really hear it that much, so I bring it up. Now, here's without the parallel compression. Sounds pretty interesting, right? Gives it a lot of pop. Here's what it is with none of the EQs on there. So hard, cause you know that's so dirty and wrong. And if you want to back, say why the hell not, I know. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so I want you to experiment with that. When I give you the PTX file, it won't have that audio track in it, that extra audio track that I just created, the snare. So I want you to go in and try to play around with that. Now, all of a sudden, this is what I feel the groove is, to tell you the truth. Okay, So we got that far. 3 sections in the song, really. The intro, there's that part, and then everybody sings. It's kind of like a 3-part song. So I'm just going to go on this section. I hear this as the groove, along with this. That's what I hear as the basic groove. Here's the pad here. This is like a keyboard pad. So if I shut this off. So what I did with those, look, gave it a lot of attack, pulled the mid-range out again, added a little bottom. But on the low sub one, and I only compressed that sub bass. There's the EQ. There's almost nothing up here, right? You can see it. You can hear the filter changing too. Now watch. When it goes that part, let me just move this down a little bit. I only compressed this part, the end where it goes zoom. Watch here. See that? Just grab that ending, which is the great transition. Like when Brendan had his transition, I like that. So here's everything in there. I'm not sold on the reverb. In fact, I think, to tell you the truth, I think I would like to have something a little bit different. Let me just open that up. I'm looking more for a gated sound. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back in. Even though this says gated, reso, bark, it sounds like a bark. It does sound like a bark. I'm just going to go down to the gates here, the different kind of gated reverb. Okay, and let's just try, this is a reverse. I wonder what that sounds like. Let's see, hear that, and I'm going to solo it. Get rid of this. Yeah, I kind of like that better. Sugar. Yeah, I like that. Listen to that in the mix. Sugar. Kind of cool. It's got an 8th note thing going on. And here's with the pad. This is a very dark pad. Right? So to me, that sounds really good. All right, so let's go on and check out one other thing. Go on here. Okay, so we got this, the vocals, the big bad vocals. Did anyone, I'm surprised no one said, that vocal has a huge breath. Did you hear it? There's a huge breath in the lead vocal. Well, I just cut it out. Just took it right out of there. It's like, where is, huh?
We're in which part of the song?
Right over here. In fact, I've already consolidated it. It's gone now, but it was right here. It was right here.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Right here.
With the bad, with the bad idea.
Right here.
With the bad.
Listen to yours. All right. So I got that out and crossfaded down, but then I consolidated the clip. That's why it looks like one piece of audio. Okay, that's why it's gone. All right, so that's one thing. Then the other part of the vocals we know. I'm just going to look at the lead vocal first. Where is the lead vocal? Okay, so remember I did a double crossfade across. The aux track is acting like the lead vocal, right? So let's just solo this.
With the bad idea.
Let's just go where the vocal comes in a little bit more before that. Let's go from here.
That's true.
So here's the delay.
We're bad.
Right.
idea. Nothing to prove.
And we have this EQ
We're a bad idea.
where all the mid ranges. See it?
It's true.
Pull all this out. This is what it sounds like. Look,
We're a bad idea. Nothing to prove.
you could hear all that muddy, really close, sang too close to the mic. I pulled it all
It's
out.
true.
It sounds good now, I think. And then
We're a bad
I tried to add a gate to it.
It's true.
It didn't really work too well. It's all right. It's kind of left it there.
We're a bad idea.
Now, let's mute that. And let's go to the background vocals. So background vocal.
That's true. We're a bad idea. Nothing to prove.
Same thing. Here, look. I grouped the background vocals into two masters, master 1 and 2. So these are the ones that have all the EQs and sends on them.
That's true. We're a bad idea.
I'm sending this also to a chorus, a delay. 7 and 8 is going to this close kind of doubling effect.
That's true.
Sounds like this.
We're a bad idea. Nothing to prove.
Because they're little pitch issues.
That's true.
So anyways, you're going to be able to study this on your own. Here's the whole thing. Here's my mix of the whole thing from the beginning. This was supposed to be something that you just have fun and experiment with and understand, look, there's only 3 parts of the song, the beginning, middle, and end. And I'm just going to have some fun with it and just try to make it sound good and then experiment with these delays and these filters and doing some automation. Anyway, so
My heart wants to take the distance,
let me bring this up a little.
but my mind wants it in a different direction. I've been told to pull away,
All that automation we talked about, right?
but I decided to stay. Man on paper, but good for my heart. I guess it's why addiction so
Kinda loud
hard, 'cause
snare.
you know that's so dirty and wrong. And if you want to back, say why the hell not? I know that we're a bad idea. You know that's true.
Now here's an interesting. You notice how the snare sound changed there? It gets dark. Did you all notice that? It just goes from bright to dark. Well, if you really were serious about this mix, what you would have done is copied that snare to a new track and EQ'd that and made it more punchy and bright. I didn't have time to do that. So when it gets to that transition right here,
Man on paper, but
So,
good for my heart.
bright
I guess
snare.
it's why addiction so hard, 'cause you know that's so dirty and wrong. And if you want to back, say why the hell not? I know that we're a bad idea. You know
Right here.
that's true. We're a bad idea. Nothing to prove. We're a bad idea. What we can do with the bad idea. All we can lose with the bad idea.
and I also edited out the boom boom at the very end, that last kick. Right? Did you hear the ending? There's no boom boom at the very end.
With the bad idea.
Right? Okay. All right, so let's just try one last thing here. I'm just going to play one more time without me talking to you all. Here's the link for Audio Movers. Okay, so I just want you to listen to it on headphones or something once, and then we're going to move on to another song. Okay, here's the Audio Movers link. So open that up, please. If you have headphones, put them on because you really get the benefit of it more than you get the benefit of more with headphones. Let's see if you're hearing it. Ready? Give me a thumbs up. We're going for Audio Movers, Brandon. Go to the chat. Yeah, those are my headphones, Evan. Those are my headphones, Evan. UN. I've got the same headphones. I'm saying, right? Those the ATH Audio
No
Technicas.
sound for me.
Oh, sorry.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, my bad. Yvonne, those are my headphones, right? Audio Technicas. Yeah, those are good. Okay. Ready? Ready? This is going on Audio Movers.
My heart wants to take the distance, but my mind wants it in a different direction. I've been told to pull away, but I decided to stay. Man on paper, but good for my heart. I guess it's why addiction so hard, 'cause you know that's so dirty and wrong. And if you want to back, say why the hell not? I know that we're a bad idea. You know that's true. We're a bad idea. Nothing to prove. We're a bad idea. What we can do with the bad idea, all we can lose with the bad idea.
Okay, sounds good, right? All right, so I'm going to give you the PTX file. Hold on. I'm going to stop.